الرحمن علم القرآن بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I am Bilal Ayub. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this lesson, inshallah, we'll talk about Jazam or Sukoon. Well, the letter you read in Quran is either a Sakin letter or a Mutaharrika letter. The letter which has this sign on it is called a Sakin letter, and the sign itself is called Jazam or Sukoon. So the sign itself is called Sukoon, and the letter which has this sign on it is called a Sakin letter. And as I said, the letter is either Sakin or Mutaharrika, means that the letter either has this sign. So if it has this sign on it, it's a Sakin letter. Now this one is Ta Sakin. Or the letter is Mutaharrika, means that the letter which has a haraka on it is called Mutaharrika letter. A haraka is a sign. So means that the letter which has one of the three signs, Fatha, Dhamma or Kasra on it, that's a Mutaharrika letter. So here we have two letters. One of them is a Sakin letter, the second one, that's Sakin because it has the sign Sukoon on it. So that's Ta Sakin. But the first one, that's a Mutaharrika letter because it has a Fatha on it. So this one is a Mutaharrika letter, and here again this one, it has the sign Kasra under it, and that is also a Mutaharrika letter. And this one, it has Dhamma on it, and it is also a Mutaharrika letter. So it doesn't matter whether the sign is Fatha, Dhamma or Kasra. All the three letters are Mutaharrika letters. But the second letter in all these words is Sakin. Okay. Now, a Sakin letter, you can only read it if you connect it to the previous Mutaharrika letter. The only way to read a Sakin letter is to connect it to the previous one. Because this sign Sukoon, it basically connects. So, like for example, if you spell the first letter, that's Hamza Fatha A. But if you want to spell the second letter only, well, you cannot spell it because Ta Sukoon, it doesn't make sense. So you have no option but to connect it to the previous letter, the previous Mutaharrika letter. Because if the letter before Sakin letter is another Sakin letter, then you cannot connect it to the other Sakin letter. You can only connect it to the last Mutaharrika letter, the letter which has a haraka, a Fatha, Dhamma or a Kasra. So this is how you spell it: Hamza Ta Fatha At, or Hamza Fatha Ta At, whatever you say, it doesn't make any difference, but you have to connect Hamza Ta Fatha At. That's how you spell, and that's how you connect a Sakin letter to the previous Mutaharrika letter. So that's Hamza Ta Fatha At. The other is Hamza Ta Kasra It. And that last one is Hamza Ta Dhamma Ut. And without spelling, it's At, It, Ut. And the other one, it's a similar sound. The only difference is that this one is a bit heavy. because ta is one of the heavy sounds. So that's hamza ta fatha at, hamza ta kasra it, hamza ta dhamma ut, at, it, ut. Well, at, that bouncy sound at the end, is because ta is one of the letters where you do qalqala. Qalqala, qalqala means uh, movement, and you read some of the letters with the bouncy sound. If the letters, if those letters are sakin, you read them with that echo sound or bouncy sound at the end. Like for example, this one, ato, eto, otto. So this is how you do qalqala. And the same letter, if you read without qalqala, then the sound would be at, it, ot. But that's not how you read. You do qalqala on these letters, ato, eto, otto. Or like for example, qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad. So all these are qalqala sounds. Qalqala letters are basically 5 letters, and those are qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. So you do qalqala on these letters, and if these letters are sakin, then the qalqala sound would be more clear, like ato, eto, otto. Okay, then the next one, that's hamza za fatha as, hamza za kasra is, and hamza za dhamma us. As is us. Hamza dhal fatha ad, hamza dhal kasra id, hamza dhal dhamma ud, ad id ud. Hamza dha fatha ad, hamza dha kasra id, hamza dha dhamma ud, ad id ud. Hamza tha fatha ath, hamza tha kasra ith, hamza tha dhamma uth, ath ith uth. Hamza sin fatha as, hamza sin kasra is, hamza sin dhamma us, as is us. Hamza swad fatha as, hamza swad kasra is, hamza swad dhamma us, as is us. And let's read this without spelling only. So that's ad, id, ud. Well, dal is another qalqala letter, so you have to do qalqala here. Ad, id, ud. And the same sound, if you read without qalqala, then it would be ad, id, ud. So that's the difference between reading a letter with or without qalqala. Ad, id, ud is without qalqala, and ad, id, ud, that's with qalqala. And the next is ad, id, ud. And this one is ak, ik, ok. The other one, qaf, is again a qalqala letter, so that's ak, ik, ok. And this one is ah, ih, oh, ah, ih, oh, and that's ah, ih, oh. Now this one is a bit different, and it is because it's hamza sakin, and hamza sakin you read it a bit different. you read Hamza Sakin with that sudden stop, with, you can see that kind of a hiccup sound. So that's Hamza Fatha, up, up. That's how you read Hamza Sakin, up. And Hamza Kasra, I. And Hamza Dhamma, up, a, I, up. So this is how you read Hamza Sakin, a, I, up. And that's Hamza Ain Fatha, a. This is also a bit hard to read. Well, it's always hard to read Hamza and Ain together, and especially if Ain is Sakin. So that's Hamza Ain Fatha, a. Hamza Ain Kasra, I. Hamza Ain Dhamma, u. A, I, u. And now this one is Hamza Kha Fatha, akh. Hamza Kha Kasra, ich. Hamza Kha Dhamma, ukh. Akh, ich, ukh. Hamza Ghain Fatha, agh. Hamza Ghain Kasra, igh. Hamza Ghain Dhamma, ugh. Agh, igh, ugh. Hamza Ba Fatha, ab. Hamza Ba Kasra, ib. Hamza Ba Dhamma, ub. So that's another qalqala letter, ba. So the sound would be ab, ib, ub. And this one is Hamza Mim Fatha, am. Hamza Mim Kasra, im. Hamza Mim Dhamma, im, And that's it for today. We'll see you inshallah in the next video. Till then, take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.